I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but you're not being delusional enough. I need you to be so delusional that when you tell people the things that you are working towards, they think you are out of your mind. You are capable of absolutely anything you want. Manifestation, at its core, comes down to self-worth and what you believe you are capable of. You simply believe you are worthy of something, you will then start to take steps to align yourself to that outcome. Do you always get that exact thing? Probably not. You'll get pretty damn close. I need you to know that if there is something you are thinking about and something that you want, it is not by accident. It's for a reason, and you need to carry it out. I know that things get hard and life is tough, but I need you to keep freaking going. You can have it all. The only thing holding you back is you. So be delusional. Go for the biggest thing possible and just watch how your entire life can change if you simply believe that it can and you take steps to make it change. You got this. I love you.
We all know that a lot of these modern women are pretty much acting like overgrown children, and this whole idea of not being delusional enough is just proof of that. These women grew up thinking that they are special, as if they're the main character in their own movie, and everything follows a script which ends with them getting the perfect man, the dream house, money, and whatever it is that they want. But all you have to do is take a look at where the delusion got them. They sit in their cars and they talk about how all you have to do to make your life perfect is to make wishes, as if everything is going to be handed to them on a silver platter without them having to do any form of work to actually make it a reality. And when you think about it, it oddly makes sense. We all know that this generation of women had every opportunity and privilege imaginable. Their parents filled their heads with the idea that because they were female, they were special. TV and movies taught them that everything would just magically work out for them. And schools taught them that they were empowered victims. Businesses celebrated their existence, men were giving them endless amounts of attention, and the spotlight was always on them. So it's only natural that they think that if they make wishes, the world will just act like a magical genie to give them everything they could ever possibly want, so long as they wish hard enough. We have some ridiculous video clips for you here today from a lot of modern women over on TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in. And these were also suggested to me by Locke the Bounty Hunter. So let's jump right into these and take a look.
Why are the men so confused that we like being single? I just saw this TikTok from this guy named Kevin, and he's like, why do women promote singleness so much? And he says, when I'm in a relationship, I operate so much more effectively. Is that the mental and emotional labor that she was doing for you? Sounds like it. Is that the reason that she's no longer around? Possibly. But for the first time in history, right, men have to compete not just with other men, right, but also with a woman's alone time and with the life that she has created for herself. And they are not coping well with that. They don't seem to understand that we like being alone. We have hobbies, we have friends, we have interests, we're outperforming them in education.
This whole narrative that women are happy being alone and are choosing to be single is a load of bull. When you take a look at the average modern woman, a lot of them are incredibly negative and unhappy and medicated. You know, they're on antidepressants, they're irritable, they will tell you that they are happy being alone with a cold, dead stare. That just proves that they don't even believe what they're saying in the first place. That's because they're clearly not happy. They brag about their lives, even though for the most part they're not doing anything special. They work, they eat, they spend countless hours on social media or watching TV. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's an incredibly boring life that doesn't really amount to much, but they're acting like a life of a crippling loneliness is somehow a good thing. They act like their education somehow makes them superior to men, even though a college education doesn't mean anything unless you're going into a field which requires extensive study to begin with, which most of these women don't really do. They go to class, they take a few exams, then they get a piece of paper that they use to tell the world that they are these superior beings, but at the same time, they work jobs they secretly hate, they consume alcohol regularly, and stew in bitter hate towards men who refuse to give them the time of day. If that's superiority, then it's probably a good thing that men have stopped giving a crap about these women.
We don't need a relationship. We no longer need to have a man in our life in order to get something like a credit card, a bank account, own a house. We can do all of that stuff ourselves. So if a man is not adding to your life now, you don't need him. This was not the case 50 years ago. 50 years ago, a woman couldn't have a credit card. So I mean, I love my partner and everything. Whenever I make these videos, men in the comments assume that I'm single for some reason. I'm not. I did love being single, though. I will say that. Being single was awesome. My life now, also awesome. Why do they think we only hear about the male loneliness epidemic? Because women don't see singleness as loneliness. Because it's not. Make some friends, get a hobby. Learn to enjoy time with yourself. Being alone is awesome. What? Why are they so confused by this?
It's funny how she mentions that she has a quote unquote partner and acts like that's somehow a point against men. Being in a relationship with a modern woman is a special kind of lonely. You're sharing your time, energy, and emotions with a woman who doesn't care about your emotions, your wants, or your needs. They can't even see you as a man. They have to reduce you to being a partner, a person, or even a human. And that's how little they care about you as boyfriends, right? Yet they parade around these men as if they're a trophy. Men are just accessories that are supposed to make them feel loved and special. The problem is that these women are not capable of emotions like that thanks to their terrible life choices. She even says, by the way, that she misses her single days, which is just such a disrespectful thing to say. That man in her life, if he exists at all, by the way, is putting in a ton of effort to make the relationship work, and she still talks about her single days as if they were somehow better than what she has now. No man wants to hear that from his woman at all. It is just a sign that she is not capable of emotional connection with you, and you can see it in her face. It is completely blank. The only time we see any emotion is when she's sad or if she's angry. The mere idea of her being happy is a fantasy at best, and yet she still tells us that women are happy being single. Hilarious.
I don't think there's anything more iconic than someone who uses their breakup as this fierce motivation. And they're literally like, fine, I'll become the hottest and happiest version of myself then. And of course, the only way to truly get there is to process all your feelings first. But that is the kind of energy where you turn your pain into purpose and turn your pain into power. And honestly, you refuse to stay down because you realize that you're done playing small in this world. And you realize that you're done trying to prove anything to others because you're too busy proving yourself to yourself. Proving that you can rebuild and you can thrive and you can rise and you can glow even brighter than ever, even after heartbreak. So go off, go romanticize your healing, go have the most amazing love affair with yourself and go and become the version of you that will make your younger self so freaking proud. You're not just moving on, you are becoming walking evidence that nothing in this world, not even heartbreak, can dim your light. I love you.
Modern women have this obsession with romanticizing pain as if pain is some sort of a character trait. Everything bad that happens to them seems to be traumatic, and they act like it's somehow going to make them stronger. The problem is they do nothing with that pain except hold onto it. They learn nothing from it, and they refuse to move on from whatever is bothering them. So the idea of a modern woman using her pain to motivate herself into becoming a better person oftentimes just does not happen. That's why every attempt that they make is so half-hearted. They will read a book, they'll complain to a therapist, and endlessly post on TikTok and call it healing. If a modern woman truly does grow from her life experiences, it's actually incredibly rare, honestly. We never see it because it typically doesn't happen. They live in a world where they are the victim, but also empowered. She's frail, but also an unstoppable warrior. Modern women are nothing but massive contradictions so that they don't have to do anything, but they also get to claim that they've done everything. That's why they can say that their breakups, situationships, and victim mentality have made them quote unquote stronger, but they never do any actual work. They just kind of pretend to. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.